Metal genre is dead. That's what a comment was written on a Liliacs post where Melody was singing a song. I think it was one of the song Stars, paying a tribute to Ronnie James Dio that inspired Liliac to do this kind of music. And they say, hang it up. Metal genre is dead. I mean, come on, give me a break. Look at Metallica selling stadiums. Look at most of the big festivals are rock and metal festivals. So what I'm trying to say here is that metal genre is not dead. I mean, we're doing it, and there's so many bands starting as we speak, getting together, and there's a lot of tribute bands that actually pay tribute to, Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, so many bands, metal bands, because kids are inspired by the legends from our generation. I'm an old fart, you know what I mean? So that's how it is. But it's heartbreaking to see that people are trying to put down the music that you do, and they're trying to discourage you and hang up your dream because it's dead. Just because Taylor Swift is, super big right now and is in all the tabloids, which is amazing. And one time they said, Papa Liliac said that Taylor Swift. I never said anything negative about Taylor Swift. I was just giving an example, and I was just comparing apples to oranges. And I'm not going to follow Liliac because he talked, but listen to my message. And if you find me saying anything negative about Taylor Swift, then yes, but you're taking things out of context. And that's not right. You know what I mean? It's almost like people in the Bible. They just read the verses that it's in their favor. And if it's not in their favor, then, they put you down or they try to have an argument against you. So with that said, like I said before, Liliac dropped Delusion, an original song, which is on May 29th, is going to be released. And it's heavy, it's good. They performed it live on tour and people were headbanging. And this is the music that inspires and we're loving it. So is metal dead? I don't think so. Now, on the other hand, it is harder for being independent and not having the budget the record label does. It's very hard. You're actually fighting and going against the big guys with a lot of money, even in the rock and genre world, where they pay so much money, and then you have the algorithm that you've got to fight and compete with, because even bigger bands, right now, even bigger bands with labels are not getting the hundreds of millions of views that they used to get. I remember when before the algorithm started, giving us a hard time, especially on the Queen of Hearts album. And when Liliac dropped the song Nothing, the music video, first song of the album, it got 1 million views on Facebook in 5 days. And I was like, whoa. Then we dropped We Are the Children, same thing. And then, after the pandemic, things started to change. And we know that. And it is what it is. But what are we going to do? Are we going to stop? Because, yes, the AI is a big factor right now. A lot of people are using AI, bands with record labels, they don't write their music anymore. The record labels writes everything for them, or get songwriters to write for them, because that's gonna be a hit song. And I said Carousel because easily it is a radio hit. Carousel is a radio hit. It's catchy. I'm spinning like a carousel. But why is it not on the radio? You know why? Because if you're not with the big guys, with the record labels, you're not going to get on the radio. I remember myself when I moved to California. This was before Liliac. I didn't even work with my kids on they were little kids. And I was producing pop music and hip hop for rappers and recording them and mixing them. And a friend of mine introduced me to a producer that was producing one of the girls from the Pussycat Dolls. And he told me, because I talked to him. He was like, yeah, the Pussycat Dolls broke up, and $250,000 it costed for the single. And he showed me the single. Okay, this is the hit song that she did, one of those pop songs, to get it for 6 months in rotation on the radio. $250,000. And they put it, but again, it's a lot of money. Then he had another artist and paid, I think Snoop Dogg charged like about $300,000 to do a featuring on the song. And same thing. This is how much I paid. And he got on the song, and we thought it's going to blow up, and he didn't. And we lost all this money. And that's what I learned. I was like, you know what? If I ever have a band, or if I have an artist that I work with, I'm not going to just throw money here and there. So I was careful. I learned my lesson seeing other people. And with Liliac, we never invested anything in promotion and marketing, or like thousands of dollars and stuff like that. We haven't done anything like that. It happened organically to Liliac. There was no money put in from because we don't have a record label. Like, everything we do is in-house, 100%. Like, even the album artwork, Abigail, Melody put it together. The video, Samuel edits them. The recording, I do it. I record, mix, engineer. Even on tour, I'm driving the bus, and we have our own bus that we bought for $50,000, Marilyn Manson's bus. God bless his soul, because that bus is like a crime scene, to be honest with you. I remember when John 5 came in the bus, he was like, oh my God, I can't believe that a nice family bought this bus. And he was like, let me show you where I slept, and let me show you where Marilyn Manson was sleeping. And he was like looking around like, oh, holy cow, you don't know what happened in this bus. And I told him, don't worry, we cleaned it up. We brought a priest, and we brought a pastor, pray for it, and it's all good. It was like, whew. So that's what I'm saying. But when I talked with a tour manager that had a bus that they rented the bus from these companies, which I hear that Taylor Swift's dad owns the biggest buses company, tour buses in Tennessee, Nashville, which is making probably billions of dollars right now off of all these artists and bands. I asked them, I said, so how much does it cost to rent the bus, Oh, well, the reason we rent the bus, because we don't want to pay in case the transmission breaks. That's going to cost you $10,000 or $15,000. In case this breaks, I said, okay, I understand that. But how much does it cost? And she said, well, the driver charges $350,000, and we for with the gas and this and rental the bus is like almost $30,000. Said probably like between $50,000 and $60,000 a month. I was like, damn, we bought the bus for $50,000. Yes, we put some repairs. Yes, we spent about $30,000 in it, and it was because one of the shops didn't have the equipment to test this old bus to see what's wrong with it, and they did a bunch of stuff that made it worse and didn't fix it. So we lost like $16,000 with them, and then on top of that, they wired the generator wrong and blew up our generator. I took them to court for it, but anyway, that's another story. We had to change a new generator. But what I'm trying to say, even spending that money, if you think about it, now the bus is working. Thank God, it's perfect. It's not as bad. If you go 3 months on tour and you spend $50,000 a month, that's $150,000. You see what I'm saying? Now next year, you're going to do the same thing. $150,000 every year. In my opinion, that's not how you do things. But that's how they see it. You see what I'm saying? And, you find a storage place where you could just park the bus and, maybe $100 a month or something until next year comes and you go on tour again. That's my mentality. Do it yourself. And hopefully some bands learn it this way, because if you think about it, that's the only way you can survive. Yes, Of course, Taylor Swift and bigger bands like Metallica, they don't have to worry about that because they're selling stadiums and you know they're making a lot of money. But when you're up and rising, you have to understand how you can save money. Have to sacrifice. Have to sacrifice. I mean, a bus driver charges $350 a day, and overcharge. They call it overdrive if they have to drive over 8 hours. So with that said, it is very costly. Uh, but anyway, what I was trying to say here, uh, Liliac fans and all the fans out there, supporting a band, becoming a Patreon, buying their merch, coming to their shows. Don't be like, I hate it when I hear people saying, oh, well, you're coming to my town. Oh, man, that day I'm going to go somewhere. I had some other plans. Man, forget your plans. If Liliac's come to your town, you don't know if we're going to come next year. Maybe it'll be 2-3 years later. Sacrifice. Change your plans and come and see Liliac live. It's the best experience, trust me. Especially now with the new music, the new songs they put out. They kind of selected their originals, the ones that we see the crowd headbanging to it, and they zeroed down and they chose very carefully which songs should be on the set based on the energy and the feedback from the crowd. So with that said, it's a phenomenal set. Also, you get to meet the band, you get to see them, and you're gonna hear great vocals, guitar licks, bass playing, drum solos, and everything. So that's what I'm saying. Support young bands, metal bands, rock bands. Let's show these people that think that metal is dead because it's not popular at the Grammys or in the billboards or stuff like that, that there's still hope. And somehow we're going to get all these younger kids fall in love and love metal like it was in 1980s. Rock on and rock hard.